So we're here today to unbox a Dean & Bean sock machine Mark II. I have opened the box, which is in front of you. All I've done is taken some of the packing material off the top. I'm going to push it off to the side and we will take a look at all the goodies that come out of it. So the first thing right on top, very handy, is a packing list. On the front are all of the standard items that come depending on which package you open. If you make any additional purchases, those are highlighted on the back. There were a couple extra items I bought, so we will get to those. So here we go, actually taking items. So the first thing I have here appears to be some of the parts of the actual machine. A thank you note. The clamps, 3 clamps, 1, 2, 3 clamps. Let's see, what I believe are the parts of the yarn mast, which are in 2 pieces. I guess we'll figure that all out. A little baggie with some various items. Looks like a screwdriver, clamp, a little sort of half moon thing. We'll figure out what that is as we go along. Ravel cord, stitch markers, a very, very large darning needle, and what I believe is the crank and pieces of the crank and some pieces of the crank. Alright, let me reinsert these. We may skip some of this in editing, so you don't have to follow along with every single step, but there you go with that. And then we have the needles. There are 2 packs, a total of 140, or 3 packs. There should be a total of 140 compound needles. Now I got the 60 and 72 needle cylinders, so those are the needles for that. I did get the ribber attachment, but the ribber needles were not available. They're going to ship them along separately. And then the last thing that was in that big bag, this is the light that goes on the cylinder, or on the machine yarn mast. Okay, here it is. There's all very nicely packaged. Box was intact. I didn't hear any shaking or rattling as we went along, so that was good. So here it is, my bright pink Dean & Bean sock machine. I'm going to open this up and we'll take a look quick. Alright, so there we go. There is the sock machine. The utility cups that come along with it are pre-installed. There's one that's deep and one that's shallow for different sized accessories. Maybe I'll use this so you can see. There's the shallow side, and then here's the deeper side. It goes in a little bit further. There is a row counter gauge that comes standard as part of the machine. There should be instructions to turn it on, but I'm not quite ready to do that yet. Here is what I believe is either the V-clamp that I ordered separately, or potentially a heel fork. I'm not sure. I also have a round dial. This may be also, I guess, could be part of the ribber potentially. No, this is, okay, this is all part of the V-hook. So there's the V-hook, the the bag, the V-hook set, and the disc, all of which are part of that. That was an extra item that I ordered separately. It was not included. What I did order was the all-in set, which the standard for that is 2 cylinders of your choice. And then a couple of weeks later, as I thought about it and ordered some more things, I decided I would also add on the ribber package. So we'll talk about that when I get there. All right, getting down into the box. Okay, these are the setup bonnets that go with the 2 cylinders I ordered. There is one for my size 60 cylinder and one for the size 72 cylinder. And they are clearly labeled, so I know which is which. Okay. Move those aside. The ribber package came all in a bag together. I have the ribber, I have the Tuttle frame parts, a fin, snap, and a plate. I ordered the 30 and 36. I should have the 30 and 36 ribber pieces that go along with my 30 and 72. There's the 36. The 30 is already here. And then here are some more stitch markers, items to attach. These are the parts for the Tuttle cylinders, which go along with the ribber if I have them. And just again, I did get an email from Mary that my ribber needles are being shipped separately, but just so there's no confusion, there was also a note included in the bag with all the ribber parts that indicated that the ribber needles would come along separately. Okay, cones. Yarn for sock making should be on cones. Several do come with the all-in package. I ordered 15 extra just in case I had a sudden urge to cone up a giant amount of sock yarn. So that's that. And we'll just put them over here. Okay, and then as part of the all-in package, you also receive an essentials toolkit, which is, again, separately, everything's packaged together. So I have 5 more cones. I have kits with heel forks. Oh, I think these are to prevent the heel forks, which come with this little cover over them, I think to prevent you from stabbing yourself with them, because they are fairly sharp. So there's one. And the heel forks have little weights attached to them. 2. Unless, does it say these are some? No. Okay. And here is the 3rd heel fork. I know a few people have been confused by this item. This is a cone winding attachment that you can put into a drill, handheld drill. It looks like it screws in. This will go into one of the cones. And then you just put your yarn on a swift, you put this on your drill, this goes and you can actually wind the yarn onto the cone without having a fancy or formal yarn winder. So once we get to the next video on actually getting the machine set up, maybe we'll have a chance to show that. So that's that. There's a little ruler There's a pair of tweezers for grabbing yarn. Some little binder clips you can use, I guess, for weights or other things that you might need to do. A teeny pair of snips. There they are. Oh, that's cute. I've never seen one like that with the sheath attached like that. There we go. And a set of latch, loom, and pick tools. Wooden handles for manipulating stitches when they are on the machine. So that is the Essentials Plus Toolkit contents. Ooh, here we go. Cones all laid out there. Okay. Okay, there's only two things left. We have the other cylinder, which I believe this is my 72 needle cylinder. Now, one thing you can't see on the cylinder that's in the machine because it's being covered, if you can see right here, that one flap, I know there's a technical term for that, but that one is dyed black. That is going to be your start mark. That's where the machine is going to click new rows. So one of the other things we'll do during the setup video is you actually want to mark your cylinders so that as you're knitting, you know sort of where your row starts, where your midpoint is, which is going to be important if you're actually going to knit heels on the machine. Then you have you mark the quarters, and then a couple of other marks for different phases of things. So, but it does come with that starter mark already marked on the cylinder. And last but very much not least, there is a set of 3 soft weights. There is a small one, which I think is ½ pound. There is a medium one, which I think is 1 pound, and then there's a heavy one, which I think is 2½ pounds. It also could be 1, 2½, and 5, but I believe it's ½ pound, 1 pound, 2½ pounds. So, alright, well that's it for the unboxing. We have taken out and displayed everything. So I'm going to take some time now that I've got it out of the box to figure out what everything belongs to and how to best walk you guys through actually getting the machine set up and ready to knit. Thanks. See you later. Bye-bye.